It's three guys who combined to play 15 seasons in the National Football League trenches. Well, two guys. And Mackey, who didn't do shit. This is the O-Line Committee.
Gentlemen, full strength on this Monday recap
We
episode.
are back.
We got the Rhino, Alex Boone, Jeremiah Sirles, Phil Mackey.
What a weekend.
Bunch of mics.
No, not. Can I start with this weekend pissed me off?
Oh, I loved it.
This was my least favorite NFL weekend of the year. It wasn't entertaining. It wasn't entertaining. It was just blowouts and teams like not showing up, other teams. Then we had all the bye weeks. This by far was the most pissed off I've been on a Sunday just watching games because it just wasn't entertaining. Like
So
there's a lot to talk about, but like from an entertainment standpoint, we've been spoiled up to this point with great games down to the wire. But this weekend just kind of sucked. I just think it kind of sucked.
Just to be fair, you're telling me that the Jets getting their first win wasn't exciting for you, and
that was the only competitive game of the weekend.
To the Aaron Rodgers is facing his former team, and then
Dude, Jay, what did you think of the second half of that game last night?
I missed the second half.
Wasn't it?
Second half of that game, I will admit, I missed. I was at T-Pain having the time of my life. I had so much fun. I watched the first half, and I was like, all right, I'm going to go watch T-Pain, and it was so much fun.
I'd make fun of Jay for nerding out at a T-Pain concert if I didn't do the same thing a year and a half ago at Target Field. So the dude still puts on a show.
Dude, T-Pain is the best. We saw him in Vegas. He was amazing.
Yeah, he's amazing. I mean, he's been doing it for 20 years. He's like joking around. He's like, some of you guys are day ones in here, which means I know I got to wrap up early because you're old as shit. He's like, I got to get you guys back to bed.
We need to do like a Jeremiah auto-tune segment here on
that would be amazing.
Before we get into identifying
real quick agent stuff,
mics.
I'll be right back.
Oh wow, look at this.
Get into it.
Already.
Get into it, Mackie. Freeze.
Booney.
I'm about to drink some damn antifreeze after this weekend. Hit me, Mackie. You know what? I want you to start. I want to see where your head is. Yeah. I want to see where you're going today because I know where I'd start.
Let's start where Jeremiah was rocking out at the T-Pain concert last night. And old Macadac stayed with that game last night until the very end because I thought maybe there was some magic in the right arm.
Here's a guy we've been grading for a long time. He could do it. By the way, still has the back foot fader. Like can still just
he can.
Right? He still gives that whistle too. He's in his helmet. You're like, still got it.
He tried one of those late, and I can't remember which receiver it was or tight end. It was one of his guys, and he threw one of those patented right past the right ear hole of a defender off the hand of his receiver, and he looks over to the sideline like, I don't know. That's
can't work with this. He still does that too. Yeah. Can't. What do you want me to do with this? Huh?
But my first mic specifically off that game is a guy that looked an awful lot like prime Aaron Rodgers, I thought. I think so. Jordan Love, he at one point was 20 for 20. He had 20 consecutive completions.
Insane, right?
He's stacking completions. He's taking calculated shots down the field, using mobility to keep plays alive. And even like some of the prime Rodgers mannerisms where he's got that back foot, that little flick of the wrist. He looks like, not all the time, because he'll throw a dumb interception against the Browns, a few weeks ago. But
we saw that, yeah.
If Jordan Love looks like that more often going forward, the Packers are absolutely Super Bowl contenders. So
I couldn't agree more. I think that, number one, we need to address the fact that the Steelers look like idiots in their yellow jerseys, that with the gold pants, whatever the hell that was. My wife goes, why are the pants gold? I go, I don't know. I think they took too much from the Packers, what they're trying to do. But what Jordan Love did last night, Christian Watson obviously back, huge gain to get him back, right? Like they're starting to get more full strength. He's starting to round into form, dude. And here's what's crazy about it is, for the last 3 generations of quarterbacks, they've all had the same mannerisms, right? Like they do this throwaway thing. They kind of laugh at you. They give you a little smirk. It's like ingrained in the quarterback DNA of Green Bay to have this like,
they fake the pass on the handoff. They'll hand it off and fake the pass.
I love how they even do like the hand and not the ball. Like I used to do that with my kids. I'd be like, listen, I don't want the ball, right? That's too amateurish. I want this to be hand, right? Take the hand and hold the ball. Jay, we were just talking about how like we were watching the Sunday night game last night, and from what you saw, for the last 3 generations of quarterbacks, from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love, they all have the same mannerisms, right? They all just kind of like walking down like gunslingers, and you're kind of like, and then they just throw it and they're gone, ball's gone. You're like, damn, dude. Like it looked great, and I love how the defense is starting to step. Like Aaron was smothered the entire game, and that I didn't see that happening, right? Like when I was thinking about this game going into it, I'm like, dude, Aaron will find a way, right? Like he'll get out of pressure, he's going to do something, but eventually it's like you just can't get away anymore. Micah Parsons is wreaking havoc on the other side. He's totally muted, and he has no idea.
I'm here. That sack that Micah had, where he beats the chip, inside moves on the tackle, splits the guard, and then gets Aaron down, was just ridiculous. I mean, absolutely ridiculous to be able to watch him go. My bigger question is, why can't the Packers do this every week? Like, well, why are they so inconsistent on a week-to-week basis where, I mean, this is still the same team that dismantled the Lions in week 1. Yep. I mean, just made the Lions look like they were just a clown show. And then now you're looking at it and you're going, okay, they've stumbled and they lost to the Browns, who just got absolutely torched. And so you're just looking at this Packers team going, can I trust you or not? Yeah. Like, I need to know, like, are you actually this good? Are you a team that's going to ride the roller coaster and be out in the first round of the playoffs because you had a bad day? And I think that's what Matt LaFleur's got to try and figure out as we get into the middle part of the season here is, how do I make this team more and more consistent on a week-to-week basis so that we're not scrambling all the time trying to figure out who are we.
I mean, is it as simple as saying that Jordan Love, they got a pass rush, last year they had a top 5 defense that was underrated. They got a running game. They got tight ends that can catch the ball all over the place.
They're healthy on the outside with Christian Watson's back. Like they're starting to be like, okay, this is who we wanted to be, right? Like you look at the run game, dude. Josh Jacobs is one of the most underappreciated running backs in the NFL. He gets the ball, dude.
Bell cow.
He is a stud. Right, and then you throw in Emmanuel Wilson's back there now. Dude, there's so many playmakers. Dude, Tucker Kraft, what he did last night by himself, and that just goes to show you, like, when you have enough weapons on the field, the defense will start to fall asleep on certain people. And as long as you can find your target and he's wide ass open, good things are going to happen. Dude, they're interviewing people at the local bar in his town, like, what do you think? And they're like, Tucker, we love you. Oh my God, it's great.
Tucker Kraft being a South Dakota, he's upper Midwest guy.
Third round pick. He's going to be
Jay.
It's great.
Packer Hall of Famer in like 15 years, 100%.
Sure. By the way, Jay, what'd you think about those jerseys that Pittsburgh?
Oh, they were hideous. I mean, as soon as I saw them, I was like, I hope you lose just because
Gotham,
of those jerseys.
looked like Gotham
those just were not the move.
Well, it was getting chippy last night too, and DK didn't help the cause. But that was, and I can see why it was probably getting chippy. Obviously, Aaron was getting a little upset at times. Like, I couldn't imagine what was running through his head, because here's a team that you had taken to the Super Bowl and won the MVP too, and here they're just kicking your ass, and you have no answers, and there's nothing you can do, and you're like, guys, come on, we got to do this. Like, just not the day. And I knew it was going to be a rough day when, like, the third play of the game they threw it to a tackle. I was like, we're fucked. We're not.
I kind of love that. I love that the Steelers
No, Maggie, you're saying that all wrong.
That
doesn't give me hope. That doesn't give me hope if we're throwing it to a tackle the third play of the game.
Didn't both you guys take the Steelers, by the way?
Yes, we did. And I feel like an idiot now. But dude, it's the same thing you just said.
Like
I couldn't trust
7.
them. I mean, I couldn't trust the Packers until last night when you're watching it. And, like, more importantly, what happened to the Steelers defense that it just took such a nosedive?
$200 million on that
dude.
defense.
Then they're not doing anything. Like, you're looking, you're like, there's Jalen Ramsey,
Hayward,
there's TJ Watt, there's Cam Hayward. You're like, holy shit, it's a who's who of can't make a tackle, can't do a block. What are we doing out here?
Yeah.
I mean, Cam Hayward, afterwards, I mean, he was talking about, like, there's no heart, there's no buy-in on the defensive side of the ball, and I'm like, oh, boy.
That's
like,
not good, dude. This was their all-in year, dude. This was it, because I feel like after this, Mike's kind of going to be like, who else needs a coach? Anybody? Who's got a quarterback that needs a coach? I should rephrase that. Right? Like, I'm not doing this free agent shit quarterback anymore, because
I'm tired of the Mason Rudolphs and the Kenny Pickett's.
I'm tired of y'all. Just leave.
Y'all are annoying me today.
So that's 2 straight losses for the Steelers, and since we're on this game here, hey, there's been a few instances since the debut of Hot Take Tuesday where a hot take turns into a spoiler, and I want to revisit this with you guys a week later. I said, self-suck, that the Baltimore Ravens, steak and a beer, are going to win that division. Well, Baltimore sneaks one out, probably their last game before Lamar Jackson comes back. The Steelers are 4-3. The Ravens are 2-5. Lamar Jackson comes back, and the Steelers' next 2 games at 4-3 are against the Colts and at the Chargers.
Time out.
I mean,
the Steelers are going to be 4-5.
Hold on. Who'd the Ravens play? Oh, the Bears. Get out of here.
Without
Stop
Lamar.
Get out of here. Listen, your stake in a beer bet is still valid. We will take it.
Double
Flacco
or nothing. 2 stakes.
I mean, don't get me
4
wrong.
beers.
The Bengals losing to the Jets was not a good look, but I still have a little faith in
man.
Flacco. Calm down. We'll get to them later. We will get to them.
Man.
We are
you're
gonna
on the
get to them.
you're on the Bengals in this one. Okay.
I still
they
think
had
I still think Pittsburgh still wins that division.
I mean, I don't. After that defense last night, I don't. That was
Okay,
not.
well, no, but if Booney is so sure that they're not going to win the division, and I am too, but you're also so sure that the Ravens are a laughable conversation, then you must have a lot of faith in the Bengals to grind their way to. That's my point.
I
man.
literally
It's
just
going to be a rock fight to see who wins this, dude. Calm down. That's the point. Who's going to limp into the playoffs from the AFC
Is this
North?
the Giants situation when they won it, where they were 9-7 or whatever
Yes.
it was, and won
Don't
their
say that.
terrible division and then went all the way?
They beat us that year. Don't talk about that season, okay? Because I remember everyone being like, "This team sucks. They're 9-7," and half the team was like, "We're fucked. We're gonna lose this game." We said that, but this is one of those divisions where you're looking around like, "Oh boy, this is gonna be ugly all the way through," and it's who can outlast everybody else here. Can Joe Flacco continue scoring a ton of points, but all of a sudden the defense doesn't secure the win like they have been? Can all of a sudden the Ravens find themselves and their defense show up? Like, you're asking for a lot of ifs when there's a team that's already in front. And yeah, they lost to the Packers, but we're looking at the Packers now like, are they the team that we think they are? And if they are, they're fucking tough.
Yeah, I mean the Packers are everything you want to be in naming a Super Bowl contender. Right, they've got the quarterback, they've got the weapons, they've got the defense.
They got the coach, man.
They've got the coach,
dialed
and
up.
so they've lost now to a potential Super Bowl champion. I still think they're heads and shoulders better team wise than the Bengals, the Browns, and the Ravens.
The Steelers,
Right, based on yes, the Steelers. I think I am planting the flag that I still think that the Steelers win the division.
Let me ask it this way. Do you think in week 18, the final week of the season, where it's division matchups all over the league, and on the schedule for week 18, Steelers host Ravens?
Yes.
Do you think that will be a Sunday night football game for the division?
Yes, I do.
Because I do.
And I think it's going to be, like we said, it's going to be a rock fight, right? Is Derrick Henry going to be still going? Is Lamar going to be healthy?
alive?
Right. Like, is the defense still giving up a ton of points, or are they playing the Bears we say they played last week, who quarterback's still doing the 360 thing in the backfield?
Well,
We're like, oh boy. Here we
Here's
go
the,
again.
You look at the Ravens' next 4 opponents. It's Dolphins, Vikings, Browns, or Jets.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on the
3-1.
Browns. That defense.
If Lamar's back, they're going 3-1, maybe 4-0.
Well, you know what? Since we're already talking about them, let's get into it, because that whole debacle that's going on, I feel like I understand John Harbaugh's side of this. My new mic. The fact that they were completely like, well, we said he was cleared, but we never said he didn't practice. That is such a Harbaugh thing to do. Like, well, technically, to the letter of the law, we were right, but you just misunderstood us. What's crazy is they're
The
saying
asterisk on the asterisk on the injury
picks.
report, dude. The asterisk on the injury report is not okay.
I agree.
You can't. Listen. And I mean, you got to remember, this is the same Harbaugh that got draft picks taken away because he had rookie mini camp in full pads. Like, we were 4 years ago.
We got calls and we were like, wait, what?
Yeah, I mean, this dude pushes the envelope on just about everything, and
He's
love
a
him
Harbaugh.
for it. He's a Harbaugh. Right, I love him for it, but yeah, the injury report's one of those things that the NFL holds sacred and sanctity. And if you all of a sudden you start making edits to the injury report, it's going to be bad news bears for you as an organization.
Well,
the problem
NBA
is the
going
injury
through
report,
all this stuff right now too.
The injury report is for the gamblers, right? Like, that's why they put out who's hurt. It's a real thing, because one day I was sitting there and I was like, dude, seriously, why do you tell the other team who's hurt? And they were like, it's not for the other team, stupid. It's for Vegas. And like, it's basically for the point spread. And they're like, and that's why at times they're like, you need to tell us what's going on so that we can let everybody know. So that if the spread changes, they're like, dude, Vegas runs everything. And it's true, they do. The problem is, I see what Harbaugh did. Like, he was basically like, listen, he's fine. He's practicing. He's just not practicing on the starting team. Like, I was like, God, this guy is such a fucking genius. And what he was trying to do was get the other team to get so worried about Lamar that they go, what is it going to happen? The truth is, the Ravens have so many weapons around. Once again, they are the product of, we can have so many weapons. Our defense might not be lights out right now, but at times we can move the ball around to Zay Flowers or D-Hop, or we can go to Mark Andrews. We have Justice Hill back here, Derrick Henry. Like, you start talking about some of these people and you're like, man. And Snoop Huntley, by the way, did so much better than fucking Cooper Rush.
Well,
I couldn't.
yes.
How could Cooper Rush be like just?
Because
I don't even
be
know.
your backup.
That is a classic upper management disassociation with the coaching staff.
Disassociation.
Right? That is player personnel group going, we need a backup quarterback. Who's a good backup quarterback in the league? Oh, Cooper Rush started a lot of games last year. He won games for Dallas. And the coaching staff going, do you not realize how we run our offense? Like, our quarterback must be mobile. Like, he must be able to move in all the schemes and everything that we do. Snoop Huntley is the perfect backup for Lamar Jackson. It's why he went to a Pro Bowl the year that
I think people forget that
he got hurt. Like, he's not a slap. He's a good quarterback that fits into the right system. Now, he's not going to be the right quarterback for the Bengals. He's not the right quarterback for a true drop-back team. But for that situation, you have to find ways to mirror, hey, what does our starter look like? What does our backup look like? It's the same thing. Brock Purdy and Mac Jones, right? Very good. Similar in tandem, traits. Don't have to change, then rewrite and reshape the wheel if the guys go out. And you're seeing that now. And I think Snoop brings them back an energy and a life to be able to go back. And you saw that this week against the Bears.
Well, he threatens teams with his legs, right? And
Correct.
That's a lot of what that offense is made up of. Is our quarterback can beat you with his legs, we can beat you with his legs. Hell, we can throw it to him, and he's got legs. Like, that's why when you just pin him back there and you're like, hey, just hand it off and throw it, you're like, that's not the Ravens at all. That's not what it looks like, right? But what's great is when they have so much depth, like you start to look at this team and you're like, man, they're starting to show up. But you forget D Hop's on the team, right? And then all of a sudden they're scoring with a guy named Charlie Kohler, and you're like, who the hell is that? Oh, wait, that's the third tight end, not named Isaiah Likely or Mark Andrews. Right. You're like, dude, what the hell is going on? But that's when you're like, wait a minute. Everybody was probably on Isaiah Likely and Mark Andrews and Zay Flowers and Bateman, and who was over here all by himself. Like, they're doing a good job. The problem is, if they lose Lamar again, they obviously, how sustainable is this? And is Lamar coming back this week? Like, obviously they said he was practicing, and
we'll see.
They got a ton of trouble for it. Like, they're saying they might take draft picks away. You know, it's bad when they take draft picks. Like, that means that they are pissed.
Yeah.
By the way, he's
a repeat offender.
I was like, he's a repeat
I love
offender.
Saying that too. Especially
it's a Thursday game this week for the Ravens. So real quick, back to the injury report thing.
Yeah.
So this is a nuance that like only you guys behind the curtain would be able to speak on, because I'm not there. But so you've got scout team that's essentially running the opposing team's looks on offense, so your defense can, right? Mm-hmm. And you would ordinarily have like your third or fourth string. If there's like a practice squad quarterback, he'd be running scout team, right? Mm-hmm. So if your starting quarterback on the mend from injury, just to get him some work and a little bit of a lather, were to run the scout team for the full practice, but he's not good enough to play in the game, you can't say he was a full participant in practice, because it would be essentially
limited. You have to say he's limited.
You have to say he's limited.
This goes back to my point from last week. I think what happened was,
you can't say he's full, dude.
Well, you could, because technically he practiced. He just didn't do it with the starters, and that's where the league sees him. So
and
they
he's
see
running
a full
that
practice
offense.
they see a full practice as him running the practice. And when they find out he's not, they're like, wait a minute, did he practice then? And they're like, well, yeah, we just kept him with the backups. And they're like, but he's the starter. Why is he practicing with the backups? It goes back to what we said last week. The Ravens were looking at this situation going, we're 1-5. We're going to pull this dude out of what to come back and play? Like, if we win this game, we're 2-5. We're on a better track to win the division. If we go out of here 1-6, we shut him down for the year. And we just go, Snoop, you're rolling with us, right? Because we have zero chance to do anything. Now they go, okay, he practiced well last week. He looked good against the scout team. He looked good against our defense. Now we start to incorporate him in. We start winning some games. We're back on track. But I see Harbaugh's argument. Like, technically, he did practice fully. Nobody asked us where he practiced. Like, that would be Harbaugh's rebuttal on the phone. I guarantee you he'd be like, well, technically, to the letter of the law, this is what we did.
My thing is, why don't you just leave him full and then just say he's inactive? Like, I mean, that would have been the easier thing to do, is be like, yeah, we're just going to inactive this week, and, we just want to see what Tyler Huntley
Nobody asked him. That's what he's going to say. You didn't ask me, so why should I tell? I'm not going to incriminate myself. I'm not going to divulge this information. See? Come on, Jay. Think like a Harbaugh. Oh, it's hard to do sometimes, but I can do it pretty well.
Think like a Harbaugh. One last thing on the Ravens. Something that...
talk about the other Harbaugh.
We will.
Mackey doesn't want to.
Mackey doesn't.
No, I'm good.
Mackey doesn't want to relive that.
He's getting red. He's getting real red.
Sensitive.
He's getting real red.
Did you hear why I'm in trouble with the Purple Daily audience from a couple?
Oh,
We'll get there in a second.
Hold on. Finish your thought on the Ravens.
On the
yeah.
Ravens, something that happened last year in early November is their terrible defense clicked in like week 11, week 10, and they were from week 9 all the way through. They had a really good defense. They only allowed more than 24 points like once or twice. Well, don't look now with Baltimore. They got beat by the Rams before their bye week, only gave up 17 points defensively. Cooper Rush couldn't score. And then against the Bears, only 16 points allowed. So maybe their defense is starting to come around a little bit too. And Lamar's coming back.
They played well.
They're going to be tested this week. Miami will test them. I mean, Miami seemed to find some way to click, even though Tua's eye was swollen shut, and he's talking about how he can't see receivers over his tall offensive linemen. And I don't know how you just keep him away from the podium, but please, Mike McDaniel, just find a way.
Lock the door that he goes
But they're going to
through.
be, I mean, talk about a team with some talent. Jalen Waddle, Devon Achane. I don't know if they'll get Waller or not back. But, I mean, Miami stresses you in a lot of funky ways offensively. So this will be a really good test for the Ravens defense to say, are they actually back, or have they just played some subpar quarterbacks besides Matthew Stafford in the last couple of weeks in London, which is just a weird thing.
Foot.
All right.
Ball.
All right, you brought it up.
All right, let's
There
hear
we go.
Let's hear what'd you do. What'd
There
you
we
do
go.
to get yourself in trouble, Mackie?
So the day after every Vikings game on Purple Daily, we give out, much like we now have Hot Take Tuesday on O-Line Committee, and on Purple Daily, we do our hottest Vikings takes the day after. So you sleep on it, and then you're even more fired up, right?
Super fired up. Oh, yeah.
And as a guy who's been, and I still think Kevin O'Connell is one of the 10 to 12 best head coaches in the league. There's some blind spots that need to be figured out. But people talk about, did the Vikings make a mistake with letting Darnold walk out the door? They could have paid Daniel Jones a little bit more, right? The 2024 draft, all these things. In 2022, in January, and it wound up being the analysis of this, one of the biggest episodes in the history of Purple Daily was Booney coming on and talking about Harbaugh, who was in the build. They had him in the building. He thought he was getting the Vikings head coaching job in January of 2022. He was presumptuously there, rubbing his hands together, wearing his khakis, thinking, I'm going to be wearing purple for the next, I don't know, however many years. And they decided to say goodbye to Jim, and they hired Kevin O'Connell. And they've won 13 games and 14 games with the KOC. But my hot take on Friday was the Vikings made a massive organizational mistake not hiring Jim Harbaugh in January of 2022.
You did this to yourself.
Have you had to move? Have you had to not go out in public? Because I feel like Vikings fans are not going to love that.
Not going to go over
take.
well.
Listen, I am here to deliver truth, whether you like it or not. Sometimes you need a dose of the truth in your life.
Fired.
And the truth. And here's the truth. Okay. I still
What's
think
your reasoning? Give me your reason.
Sure.
I know you had to think this out. So give me your top 5 reasons or 3 reasons why.
Everything that you would point to Kevin O'Connell and say, well, he's really good at that, this, and this other thing over here. Jim Harbaugh is better at those things. Winning. Let's start with winning. Kevin O'Connell has done a lot of winning, right? 13 wins, 14 wins. Awesome. He's I think he's right now 6th in terms of active NFL head coaches. Kevin O'Connell has the 6th best win percentage in the regular season. Harbaugh is number 2, behind only Nick Sirianni. Playoffs, Kevin's still looking for his first playoff win. Jim Harbaugh, in half the seasons he's been an NFL head coach, goes to at least the conference championship game, has been to a Super Bowl, proof right here with this guy. So winning, okay, yeah, Kevin wins, Jim wins more. Quarterback whispering, Kevin did a great job with Kirk Cousins, did a great job with Sam Darnold. Daniel Jones got a little sprinkling over here. It's great. Okay, well, Jim Harbaugh took a first-round bust in Alex Smith, all due respect, brought him to the NFC Championship game, second-round young green quarterback Colin Kaepernick, and you guys, Booney, went to the Super Bowl with him, not to mention the college rub with Andrew Luck, J.J. McCarthy, the work he's doing with Justin Herbert right now. And then I would say the third thing you would point to with Kevin, and he's good at it, culture builder. He gets guys to buy in. Kevin O'Connell gives great speeches. He brings guys together, and he's really good at that. But Kevin builds cultures while Jim builds cults. So all the things that you would point to Kevin and say, he's really good at these 3 things. He is. Jim's better at those 3 things.
And
Jim must have felt great winning that game because he's got an ego too.
Yeah, for sure,
he got to look across at the team that rejected him back in 2022.
And you know what it is for him? And now that we're on it, Jim is great at doing it. Every single day, the bar gets reset a little bit higher. And I don't know how he does it, but every single day. And he always talks about getting 1 mile an hour faster every day. And if we just do that, we're going to be okay. I know. I used to love these sayings. I'd be like, I'm going faster,
him
coach.
And PJ Fleck need to have just a saying off.
No, because ours aren't
just
stupid.
Right back and
It's not
forth,
like
right?
ski you ma and like there's one where they spell out Minnesota and then they say Minnesota 3 times. They spell it out and then they say it. And then they go, whoa, Minnesota. And you're like, no, that's not it.
I'd be a little careful playing that song this week, Mac. Iowa freaking
Hey, we already won our Super Bowl against Nebraska.
Yeah, they won the big one. Yeah, I agree with you, Mac. And you look at but here's the biggest thing is KOC to Jim is 2 completely different offenses. Jim lives and dies by the run game, right? You saw this last week. He's still running the ball with Vital. He doesn't care. He's like, listen, we're going to run this ball because we have big, beef-eating dudes. And what does that do? It sets up the play action. Oh, hey, by the way, we have a guy that can stand back here and dice you up, which is great. But for the most part, we still like to do the handoff thing. Where Jay is right. KOC, no matter what he does, he has to throw the ball. He's like, listen, we haven't thrown it in 2 plays. Got to throw it. Yep. Hey, does a boot count as half a run, half a pass? Can we do that? Like, it drives me nuts. And Jim is more like, I just gotta beat the shit out of him. I gotta beat him again. And you're like, oh, that's simple. That's just fucking simple.
I do think there is something to be said about head coaches that pump up their O-line like right when they get there, right? Dan Campbell, right? Another one. We're going to win up front, right? Yep. We're going to be physical up front. I remember Jim Harbaugh's tip of the spear. Right, the O-linemen, they're the tip of the spear. We're investing in Joe Alt is going to be my first draft pick, right? Number
push
5
it through your
overall.
flesh.
Yeah, you got. I mean, you think about
use
what
them
that
as weapons.
You think about what that O-lineman, Rashawn Slater, first round. Joe Alt, first round. Zion Johnson, first round. Right, you look across. Mekhi Becton at one point was a first rounder. And so those guys are really investing into the offensive line. I think even back to McCarthy when he was with Dallas, right? And they were going, okay, we're going to invest heavily into the offensive line with Tyler Smith, right? And we're going to go. And you look even back further on the teams that invest heavily in the offensive line and truly believe that is the strength of their team. There's this physical buy-in that comes in. And I think that all starts with the head man. And Kevin O'Connell is a former quarterback who probably believes in his bones that the team lives and dies with the quarterback, right? And so you think schemes and receivers and pushing the ball down the field, and you kind of lose the natural physicality that is built by an offensive line, offensive powerhouse head coach, which Jim Harbaugh is. And you kind of like, you have to kind of like, it's what comes first, the chicken or the egg. Right. And I think so many times there's either the Sean McVays in that realm of like, hey, we're going to throw it and we're going to have weapons all over, or it's the Jim Harbaughs, the Dan Campbells, right? Even the Dan Quinns of the world that are old school, like offensive line driven mentality. And I mean, that's where you kind of have to compare. I will say Kevin has done a really damn good job.
He has.
Right? He's done a great job. And I think that there's probably 31 other teams that would love to have Kevin O'Connell as their head coach right now.
31?
Maybe 28. Let's call it 28.
Okay.
Right? I'd say there's probably 28 to 27 teams that would love to have Kevin O'Connell walk in there and say, hey, we're going to lead this team. But I also think we need to see what J.J. McCarthy does before I make this full switch that I'm fully with you, Mac.
Yeah. The real quick.
21 teams will call.
21 teams?
21.
That's still a pretty damn good average.
That's a
right?
good,
if you're saying
average.
like your head coach would be the head coach of 21 other NFL teams, pretty damn good.
We did
I
just
started
go from
minusing
31
coaches.
to 21 pretty quickly.
Well, I just started minusing coaches. I go, well, no, Sean McVay, he's definitely beating him, right? Andy Reid, beating him. Yeah, you're not beating him. And then all of a sudden,
are the Bills firing Sean McDermott?
That's where I start to get hung up. Like maybe Vrabel, you're not firing Vrabel right now. Well, stop it. The last time we did this, you got mad at us.
You were like, mad at you.
Sean McDermott's not going anywhere.
The last take I had on the Bills was 100% correct. So, yes, self-suck. But I said their defense was going to struggle, and they did.
You know, I generally, as an outsider who never played in the league and having learned from you guys the last few years too, I hate criticizing play calling because it's such a cliche thing. It's like a last resort for me. Like, he needs to be a better play caller. Well, then you watch the film back and actually the thing that was dialed up, if the quarterback pulls the trigger over here, if guy doesn't miss his assignment. So there's so much that goes into calling plays. I think it's just kind of tacky to criticize unless you really know what you're talking about. But here's something on the Vikings. The Athletic, Alec Lewis from The Athletic dug this up, that since 2022, so the 4 years of Kevin O'Connell, in 2nd and 2 or less and 3rd and 2 or less, so short yardage, 2nd and 3rd down short yardage, the Vikings have the highest pass rate in the NFL. They pass more often on 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1, 2nd and 2, 2nd and 1, which I think are
as
two
an
different
O-lineman,
things.
it sucks. It sucks because your coach doesn't trust you.
And they have the lowest success rate of getting the first down. So they're passing the most on short yardage and failing the most on short yardage.
Which is crazy.
That's a pretty easy thing to criticize and say, dude, run the ball a little more on 3rd and 2.
But you can't right now because you don't have anybody, and that's where it goes back
That's
to
the issue right
you
now.
went and drafted
But do
all
you have
these
a
great
quarterback
players.
that warrants passing in those situations either? Like, I mean, maybe it's pick your poison.
Here's
Well,
my thing.
they're-
It's 3rd and 2, and I'm in the situation I'm Kevin O'Connell right now. Am I trusting Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson, Justin Jefferson, or am I trusting Blake Brandel, Walter Rouse, Justin School? Probably my receivers, right? Like, and that's where he's been like, hey, we'll just run this quick, we'll run these boots. But guess what? Defensive coordinators also know that stat. And so that's why you're getting these edge pressure blitzes on 3rd and short, because they understand it's probably going to be a boot or a rollout or make them throw hot. He's got to change the system up. He's got to find a way to throw to run in there or whatever it might be, because, defensive coordinators are figuring out your tendency.
Hey, is JJ back this week?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Yes.
done. I'm done
Mackie
with this
would know.
saga.
It's
He's
go
back.
time. It's go time. Hey,
I mean,
we can
after
you
start
can
with season.
silence
Yeah.
the doubters
After
right
Carson
now.
Wentz went full Caleb Williams on the
Dude.
sideline,
Did you
I can't believe he went back in the game.
He didn't crawl into the arms of his
How,
parents.
okay, you know what?
I
We're going
mean,
to talk
it
about
was
this too.
close.
Because did you
It was
hear
close.
Herbstreit? Did you hear
Dude,
Herb
Herbstreit was killing
He
him.
was. You gotta be tougher than this as a quarter.
Bro,
It
all due
sounded
respect,
like,
you have an emotional support dog next to you right now.
Yeah.
Kurt. Let's calm down a little bit, okay?
dude.
And I
will
love
say
his
the
dog.
one
Fine.
sack looked like two guys off the top ropes, and they just drilled him. And he's laying on the ground like this, rolling back and forth. Finally, pops up real fast, and I was like, "Is nobody gonna help this poor guy up? He's just sitting there like one arm, like
Dude, it was like
"Please."
half the time he like threw the ball and it was deflected, and all of a sudden he was like, "Oh, my shoulder!" I was like, "What is happening?"
bats it down. Oh, my other shoulder
Do you,
hurts.
Like,
so do
what
you
is
guys,
going
as former
on?
players, do you guys look at that and say, "Man, what a tough son of a bitch, Carson Wentz"? Or do you think why is he being allowed to play still?
At that point, you're making us look bad because you're wincing a lot. It's like somebody get Max Brosmer
Somebody
in
get
here.
him out.
But
Dude,
here's my
get him out.
problem. There's a big conspiracy now that some people say that Max wasn't put in sooner. You're laughing because you've heard it. We're both in Minnesota, and that's what. Because they're saying that he's playing better than JJ. And all of a
And
sudden,
they
everyone's
don't want to expose
everyone's like,
the
it
truth.
makes a lot of sense because there was a point in that game where I was like, I don't know any coach that's physically going to make this dude go out here again. And all of a sudden he comes walking off, and I forget who the quarterback's coach is, got the big hair like
McCowan.
McCowan's like
McCowan.
laughing. He's like, hey, you're fine. You're fine. He's like, no.
Oh God!
Hey, you're fine. You're fine. We can't put Max out there.
Shoot me! You're fine. You're fine.
What if you just saw him army crawl into the O-line?
Dude,
Kill me.
kill me.
New mic. Okay, new mic. Who wants next?
I'll go. We kind of touched on it, but it was kind of the revival weekend for some of these teams that we all wrote off as being death, right? Like, hey, those teams are dead, but Miami gets a win, Houston gets a win, and the Jets get a win. I mean, they all find a way, and that's part of why I'm just so frustrated by the NFL at times, where it's like, why can't we just be like, these teams are bad, put them away? But that time of possession with the Texans game against the Niners I think Robert
Longest
Saleh
drives ever.
drank an entire bottle of whiskey after that game because he could not get off the field on third down. I have not seen a clock management game like that in the NFL in a decade. Like, I mean, what they were doing of just being like, we'll just keep Christian McCaffrey off the field. Like, he can't score if he's sitting on the sideline.
Hey,
I mean,
they
at one
noticed
point,
it
I think
too.
I looked at it, it was like 22 minutes to 8 in the first half or something crazy like that. That was the most wild, like, non-exciting, but just most methodical drives by Texans I've ever seen.
They talked about how it was like the first time Christian McCaffrey has never touched the ball in the first quarter. And I was like, that's insane. I'm sitting there, I'm like,
dude, they only had 6 plays.
At first I go, is Christian hurt? Is he hurt or something? Like, what's going on? Where's
As a fantasy owner of Christian McCaffrey, it was a very frustrating day.
Oh, I'll tell you what.
The Texans ran 31 more offensive plays than the Niners in that game.
Oh, they destroyed them, dude. I mean, they absolutely.
What was the final time of possession, Mac?
It was.
I'm telling you, it was
41 and a half minutes to 18 minutes.
Yes. Like, I have never seen that in an NFL game. Like, I've seen that in college, right? Like, Minnesota loves to play that game. Iowa, like Wisconsin of the olds. Like,
tried to play it unsuccessfully on Saturday.
Iowa did it to Minnesota this week, right? Like, the idea of, like, just this clock management, eat up the clock, take the whole thing. I've never seen someone be able to successfully do it in the NFL like the Houston Texans did this week. Especially after I watched the Texans last week in Seattle just be anemic for the entire game. But you kind of called it, Mac. This was the week I think the injuries finally all caught up to San Francisco. Right? Yeah. All new back end, all new, because it wasn't deep kill shots. It was 5-yard crossing routes.
Bosa.
It was a 4-yard run. I mean, I think that defense, Robert Saleh has been just wringing that sponge dry of every drop he can get. And I think this week it finally just kind of caught up to them. But I think they go into a bye this week. I'm not entirely sure, but I think San Francisco needs a real hard reset as they head into the back end of this year. But yeah, good for the Revivals, man. I mean, you love to see coaches that are just on their death's doorstep, right? The Reaper's ready to just come kick them off the edge, and they find ways to extend their life a few more weeks.
Yeah,
like the Jets coach.
Dude, the Jets, Miami, and Houston. Like, I think all three of those coaches were teetering on the plank of like getting ready to get booed.
Aaron Glenn was like, thank God. He was going nuts. But that goes to the same problem that we talked about before. Like, you're paying 3 guys on your offense, and now you go out and get Joe Flacco, a gunslinger, who was a great pickup, right? Like, the dude is just completely jumped into this offense and been like, oh, yeah, I know this shit. You're over here. You're over here. I'm just going to throw it to you, you, or you. Dude, he looks amazing. But we talked about it before. What's the one thing that was going to fuck this team? Their defense. And it's like, God, dude, you can't just pay these 3 guys because the other team's going to score 40 points when you score 39. Like, it's like, dude, this is so heartbreaking to watch. But I mean, huge shout out to Aaron Glenn for getting the win. Like, obviously he needed it because it wasn't going to be much longer before he Nathaniel Hackett'd himself out of there. Like, they were like, dude, listen, okay, you can't go 0-12 and expect to keep your job forever. Yeah. Like, this is not good. Super excited. Don't know that he can keep it on, but the Bengals, man, after beating the Steelers too on Thursday night, come back and lose to the Jets. Oh God.
Yeah, kind of felt like the Jets had some. I think they were like legitimately trying to win one for Nick Mangold, which is the sad story from the weekend too.
Gosh,
just like
such
41
shame,
years
dude.
old, the kidney
issue.
Yeah, so there was a lot of emotion there, like after the game, and I mean he was their starting center for a decade, right?
Yeah,
so like, all through the Rex Ryan era.
Dude, Nick was a
championship
badass.
Game.
He hosted me at Ohio State, and I ended up playing a year with him at Ohio State. He was a great dude, super tough. My mom actually called me yesterday, and we were talking about it because she remembered his dad, who was a yeller during the game, so he'd yell from the. We loved Vern, right? You'd hear Vern. Vern was wild, but
Vern Mangold. It's a great
dude.
name.
I remember I was telling my mom this story that my first game, I don't know, whatever, as a freshman, right? I'm sitting on the bench and I'm with a star-studded O-line, right? Nick Mangold's the center, and he was a senior, and I was a dumb freshman. And anyone that knows my backstory knows I was real dumb, right? So Nick was like super proper, always nice, always respectful, always understood the offense. Like, he just despised me. Come off the field. And so we had blitzed. And so the coach looks at me and he goes, what the fuck was the blitz? And I go, it was Florida. Nick sits up and goes, you shut the fuck up. Who asked you? I'll never talk again, freshman. And I was like, okay, I'm so sorry. He was like, it was not a Florida, looking over at me like, God, you're so stupid. I was like, I'm so sorry.
It was a Florida coach. It was a Florida.
I used to love Nick. He was such a great guy, but he was so tough as nails, man. Tough as shit. 10 years, 2-time All-Pro, one of the fucking toughest centers to do it. I mean, obviously played on a really tough team, and
yeah,
such a shame, man. Such a shame. 41 years old. That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, I think.
Out, man.
I mean, I've been struggling with the decision of what's the worst loss. Is the Bengals loss to the Jets worse, or was the dismantling of the Atlanta Falcons by the Miami Dolphins worse? Like, I don't know what to make. Was that a Kirk problem? And like,
Yes,
is Michael
for
Penix
sure.
is Michael Penix that much better than Kirk Cousins now?
Yes.
I mean, I don't know. I was watching that game. Like, I can't figure it out. I know there's a lot of miscommunications. That's the most animated I've seen Kirk in a long time. Like, he was upset with the option routes, the choice routes. Like, they were not on the same page at all.
No.
But they bottled up Bijan. Like, Miami played somehow super inspired when you thought that team was on absolute life support.
Well, I mean, think about it. If you stop Bijan, Kirk barely could throw the ball. He's missed throws everywhere all day. At some point, you had to expect Miami to figure it out. I think losing to the Jets is way worse because when you look at Miami and you look at some of the players like, dude, Devon Achane, have you seen him lately? Fucking amazing. Jalen Waddle's still over there. Like, they have the ability to stretch the field now. They did lose Tyreek, but, dude, the Falcons, for me, if I'm looking at this and you're like, wait a minute, you're going to start Kirk Cousins. Listen, we're just here to stop the run. That is it. We are going to fully commit to stopping Bijan, and we will let Kirk beat us. And that didn't even come close to happening. I mean, Miami was just all over the field, kicking the shit out of them, dude. Insane.
Well, that's
but
how that defense
you said
is
it. They
built,
needed
too.
that.
Miami's defense is built to get a lead and then turn those edge rushers loose. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Chop Robinson, Phillips, all those dudes. You
Haven't
just
been able
wanna
to do
let
that
those
for a
dudes
while.
go. And that's the problem. They haven't been to go. But, man,
That's
I don't
a
know.
problem.
Tua is a wild card, man. I mean, he's been, like, granted, the brains are scrambled eggs. But
Have we
he's
heard
just
anything
got-
recently? Has he talked yet?
Every
after the
week,
game?
every week it's a soundbite. Like, I don't know how he does it. He finds a way every week. They're like, hey, how come you didn't throw to Waddle? He's like, oh, I'm short. I can't see him. You're like, why did you say that? There's so many better things you could have said, but like, why did you say that?
He's a bizarre guy, man.
But he embodies his head coach, who's also kind of a bizarre guy.
Yeah. As far as the Kirk slander, you know me, I'm not going to partake in any criticism of Kirk Cousins. I'm above criticism of Kirk Cousins, so I'll let you guys handle that.
That's a lying fine.
That's a lying fine.
Hey, seriously though, Mackie, were you excited to see him out there though? Like when you saw good old 18?
All right, here's my
running
take.
around,
Here's my take. The trade deadline's on Tuesday next week.
Where's he going?
And the Falcons have probably been sitting here hoping that, man, there's some quarterback situations around the league. I wonder if we could get like a 6th-round pick and maybe we pick up some of the contract. If there was any hope of them getting a draft pick for any part of Kirk Cousins,
gone.
It went
It's
out
gone.
the window by taking the car out of the garage. They should have left the car in the garage for one more week and then put him on the trade block. But
That was bad.
now
Yeah,
no
it
one's
was-
going to trade for him.
No. They're basically like, you're eating that whole thing. You want us to have him? We don't even want him. You keep him.
Yeah. We're going to do another blind. We did a blind NFL resume test, Mike, last week. I have another one for you here for this next Mike after Jeremiah tells us about HelloFresh. Friends at HelloFresh.
You may have heard about HelloFresh. They send chef-catered recipes, fresh ingredients to your home. I've had them here multiple times. They're fantastic. I don't have time for the grocery store. I got 3 kids. I don't have time to think, plan, prep. And I'm terrible at cooking. My wife's a great cook. I'll leave it at that. But fall is here. When it comes to cooler nights, healthier meals, and craving something warm and satisfying, that's where HelloFresh comes in, bring you comforting, chef-designed recipes and fresh special ingredients right to your door. HelloFresh has doubled its menu. Now you can choose from over 100 options each week, including seasonal dishes, recipes from around the world. Dig into bigger portions, everything that you need. They're healthier. They feel great. Even they're healthier, higher protein, veggie packed. It helps you eat greens now with veggie packed recipes, so you have 2 or more veggies. And obviously, they're tastier. Steak, seafood, whatever you want, no extra cost. That's 3 times more seafood on the menu now than there has been, again, at no extra cost. The best way to cook just got better. Go to HelloFresh.com/O-line10FM now to get 10 free meals, a free item for life. 1 per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as a discount on the first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. That's HelloFresh.com/O-line10FM to get 10 free meals and a free item for life.
Tell you what,
He's so good.
He's getting real good.
He's
I'll tell
going
you
to
what.
do them all for us.
If good food, or if Jeremiah Reeds get you excited, but you're having a hard time going 6 to midnight, listen up, guys. ED happens when there's not enough blood flow, often combined with decreased arousal signs from your brain. And it's not about age or losing your competitive edge. It's biology and it's treatable. And Rougiette Ready is the 3-in-1 ED treatment that can help you and prepare you for the moment. If you're a championship team or an elite athlete, you don't just show up unprepared. The same applies for your game in the bedroom. Rougiette is designed to prime your brain, boost blood flow, and start working in as little as 15 minutes up to a 36-hour active window. Be prepared for your pregame bedroom routine. Rugiet.com. That's Rugiet.com. Rugiet.com. Promo code OLINE at checkout for a special offer. Treatment ships discreetly to your door. That's Rugiet.com. Promo code OLINE.
Football.
All right, I'm going to take this
boys.
next one. You ready? Are you?
No. Let me
No,
give
he's
you
got
the
his blind resume.
The
God,
blind
you're
resume.
you're like my 3-year-old, dude. Listen to instruction.
I thought we were doing this tomorrow because I really wanted to get to this next one. But go ahead.
We got time.
All
We
right.
have 45 minutes left.
Who can guess the NFL blind resume here, okay? Top 5 scoring defense, 7th ranked scoring offense. It's pretty good. One of the best records in the NFL. Third
Is this
best
an active?
record.
Is this an active coach, or is this just like explain me the game here? I
it's
don't.
a
I don't
team-
Picking a
it's a
team.
team-
It's a team in the
it's a
NFL.
team right now in the NFL.
I think it's
Team
the
right now in
Broncos.
the NFL.
I think it's the
Okay.
Broncos.
Ooh, Alex guesses the Broncos. It's a good guess.
Okay.
This team has the second best point differential in the National Football
Oh,
League,
it's the
behind
New England-
only the Colts.
It's the New England Patriots.
Half of their wins
That's
are by
the New England
3
Patriots.
scores or more, so 3 blowouts. They're 4-0 on the road.
Mm-hmm.
They have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL by almost any measurement. Drake May leads the NFL in passer rating.
Yeah.
And they have one of the best head coaches in the NFL.
Brave.
So they're 6-2. They haven't lost in like a month and a half. And
With
they
the
got
teams, they play in the next 4
schedule
weeks,
coming up.
I don't even
Dude,
know if they have 6 wins combined.
Yeah,
It's-
Mackie, you were right, dude. They're going to win 12 games. I mean,
Yeah,
they
Drake May is the truth.
he might be the best
He-
quarterback of that draft.
Oh, I thought he was the best quarterback coming out. I said very publicly I would take Drake May over Caleb Williams. What I saw from UNC, the big arm, I didn't know he could run quite as well, but that's kind of the same thing when Josh Allen was at Wyoming. No one really knew that Josh was going to be this powerhouse of a runner too, and you're seeing flashes of that from Drake May with not even really a true number 1 stud wide receiver. Right?
Yeah.
You've got Booty, you've got Diggs, you've got Hunter Henry.
Matt Collins.
You go get this guy a Malik Neighbors, a Jamar Chase, a Justin Jefferson in
Oh,
next
it'd be
year's
over.
draft class. Godspeed to everyone else involved because they're just going to keep getting better and better. I get it. It's the Browns. Let's not overreact. And Myles Garrett had a career day.
Bro,
but
5.
Drake May is going to be an MVP within the next 2 to 3 years.
Wow.
Dude, the
Wow.
Patriots
Take.
going back to form is amazing. Vrabel taking them back to form. Josh McDaniels being there, being back at the OC helm. Like, everything's falling back into place again. They're starting to play. They're number 1 in their division. They've beaten the Bills. Now the Bills have to come to them later in the season. Like, they're in a really good position. We talked about their schedule. They don't play shit coming up. I agree with you, dude. They're making a lot of things happen with a bunch of people that you're like, holy shit, he's there. Like Diggs scored his first touchdown of the year last week. But you know what I find even crazier is you're not hearing a lot about Diggs, and that comes from the head man, right? Like that's Vrabel going, listen, you can have your opinions, you're just not allowed to fucking talk, okay? Like you can do whatever you guys want in this fucking room. If you say anything outside of this room, I'll kill you, okay? Because that's the Patriot way. It's you love to see it, I guess. When they first beat the Bills, it was kind of like, is this sustainable? Is this who they're going to be? Are they going to like choke people out like this? And it seems like since then, yeah, between the 2 running backs, Travion Henderson and Ramondre Stevens, you have all these playmakers on the outside that are showing up like Kayvon Booty. You're like, what? But my daughter walked in the room. She's like, what did he just say? I was like, no. It's he's catching a ball. Get the fuck out of here. Who asked you? Get the hell out of here. But you do love to see it. But I will say this. Myles Garrett having 5 sacks. That's fucking insane. Like at some point, guys, can we
At
please,
some point, you just got to
we
be like,
please
listen.
just stop
Can
Can we
tight
please?
end, Njoku,
tight end,
you
Jay,
no
how many
longer
guys had to hit him? The
like
running
Njoku,
back,
you are no
fullback,
longer
tight end.
you're no longer out in the route. Like you
No.
are now our 6th offensive lineman, and you're just going to follow Miles wherever he goes, and you're
I
just
thought
going
it
to
was
double team
funny
him.
because there was one versus Will Campbell where he goes through the running back and then the tight end, and Will goes to punch him, and he ends up stopping his feet. And it's a normal rookie mistake, right? But I remember in my mind, I go, fuck the 33-inch arms. What happens when you stop your feet against Myles Garrett? Like, doesn't matter how long your arms are. This dude is a stud. And the way that he can just, like, Spider-Man his way back there, you're like, yeah, he's unstoppable. That's clearly going to win defensive.
Do you think Myles Garrett has a little buyer's remorse on taking that 44, 42 or whatever they paid him and not staying strong on the get me the hell out of here like platform.
Yeah. I was going to bring that up is that I saw a lot of buzz yesterday about like he had. So this is from Ari Mira of My Sports Update that he had 5 sacks and becomes the first player in NFL history to have 5 sacks and lose a game by more than 3 points. They lost by like 20. But I don't feel, dude, this was one of the clearest choices in NFL contract history.
I agree.
Do you want a gigantic bag or do you want to win? There was no like, oh, there's hope that maybe we can win if I stay.
There's no hope. There's no hope. Did you see Dylan Gabriel, by the way?
Bag over winning.
Yep.
He is so bad. And the fact that they're saying that Shadur's, they won't even name him as the backup just makes me go, God, how bad. And you traded Joe Flacco away. What were you? You know what it was? They probably got drunk one night and they were like, God, we can't take Flacco anymore. Just get rid of him. Just get rid of him. And then they woke up the next morning like, why did we fucking do that?
Did you trade him? I thought it was
fantasy.
Gabriel was throwing interceptions that I was like, what are you? Are you an NFL quarterback? Are you an NFL team? And that's where you start to have to think Kevin's going to get fired if he keeps fucking around with this. You're not being creative. You're not doing what
choice does he have?
Get creative, dude. Everyone else can do it. Hell, Dan Campbell could win with the Lions. You can do it. You just have to find a capable quarterback.
But they don't have any. Dude, they're paying 8 of them.
Well, that falls on Andrew Berry. I don't know what else to say. Listen, we can't pay 1. We can't pay 8. Just find me one guy that can throw it from here to there without going to the other team. Jesus, God, it was bad. But yeah, dude, the Patriots, their schedule has allowed them to just start train wrecking people, right? And they're going to build this momentum. And Braves is going to go, nobody can stop us. And the problem is crazy people don't know they're crazy because they believe in what they're doing. And they're starting to believe that they're a good team. Dude, you watch this team. They're playing way different. They're playing way different than they are last year. This is a team that like Braves is in there fucking poking them with a hot stick. Like, dude, I want more. I want, dude, I love it. I just want to know, Mackey, I feel like this is becoming your team. You have been bringing them up every week. Like, you bring them up more than the Vikings.
Here's what happens. All these Vikings gurus fell in love with the quarterback class of 2024.
That's what it was.
And they had to study them over and over and over again. And then they all fell in love with the best one, which is Drake May. And now you're going, God, I wish he was a Viking. And then you just can't. Like, it's the obsessive
Could you
girlfriend.
imagine?
It's the obsessive girlfriend that's moved on. And you're like, no.
Mackie,
Come back.
If you had Drake May here, oh my God. It would be 6 to midnight every night for you. Yeah. Every night.
Presented by Rougiette.
Eating HelloFresh.
And now Mackey waxes poetically about the 2024 draft. So there was a report that the Patriots turned down 3 first-round picks. So the Vikings had the 2 first-round picks, the 10, the 20, whatever it was, and then the next year's first-round pick. But the Vikings offered that to go up the board to get Drake May, and the Patriots turned it down. And there was some other buzz that maybe the Vikings had been asking for like some kickbacks. Like, okay, we'll give you the 3 first-rounders, but you give us like a 3rd and a 5th or something to even it out. We don't know where the truth lies. But I think the question there is, all right, let's say it was 3 first-round picks with no kickbacks, and they said no. If knowing what you know now, do you offer a 4th first-round pick to get Drake May? Or do the Patriots even say yes to that?
I don't think the Patriots even say yes.
They don't say yes.
I don't think there's a situation in which Elliott Wolf and that organization went, we're passing on Drake May. No. Right? We're passing. Because everyone knew that Caleb Williams was going to Chicago. And if you're the Patriots going, we lost Brady, right? We tried this whole Jacoby Brissett thing and this bridge idea with Bailey Zappi.
Cam Newton was there.
Like, this isn't going to work.
It got wild.
We got to find our guy. I don't think there's any amount of picks or anything that you could have given the New England Patriots for them to pass up on what everyone in the world thought Drake May was going to be the next guy. And he is now proving that under a stable leadership, a good offensive line, not great, a good offensive line that's only going to get better. They're very young, right? They have 2 rookies starting next to each other in Wilson and Campbell, right? But they're securing some stuff. They go get a veteran center in Garrett Bradbury. They're just going to keep adding to this team because guess what? They've got the cash moolah, right? They've got the cash moolah to go out and make a big step up in free agency next year because you no longer have to overpay free agents to come to New England. Right? When you're a bad football team, Like, people don't understand this. There is a price tag that comes to bring a high tag free agent to a bad football team or to retain your free
Myles
agents.
Garrett.
Like, there is I remember I had a few friends that played with the Lions under Matt Patricia. There was a Patricia tax, right? It was like, you want me to stay here and kill myself under Matt Patricia. You're knocking years off of my career with what he's doing to us. You're going to have to pay me more. And it's same thing. If you're a bad football team, you're trying to get the free agents like, hey, we got to come here. It's like, yeah, you're not going to win. So I need another $2 million per year. That's no longer the case in New England, right? New England might be a destination free agent spot where now you're talking about receiver, a guy that's on the edge of his career. Wanting, I think, like what Ndamukong Suh did with the Eagles a couple years ago, right? You're gonna have a few of those guys that are like, I got 1 or 2 years left in my run here. Where do I want to go? Let's go to New England with this young quarterback.
I'm
like,
curious.
It's like
now.
what Jason Long, Chris Long did that when he jumped in with them. So many longs, dude. Yeah, the
He
longs
bounced
jumped
around.
in
He
there.
did. Yeah.
I mean, you're going to see some of those dudes jump on the New England bandwagon and go. And if I'm Brandon Beane and Sean McDermott right now, I'm very, very concerned about what's happening in New England over the next 2 years.
Because it's not like the thing is, they're halfway through their schedule. Not even the next few years, but like this year, there might be a changing of the guard this year based on the win early against Buffalo, and then the schedule. They're 6-2. Home against Atlanta. Let's just real quick. Home against Atlanta. I think it's a win. You're either getting a banged up Michael Penix or Kirk Cousins again. I think the Patriots are winning. At Tampa, we'll give them a loss there. Home against the Jets, win. At Cincinnati without Joe Burrow right now, that's a win. Home against the Giants, who we haven't even gotten to on this episode yet.
No,
Cam Scadaboo died yesterday.
I can't.
We'll talk.
That's
about
another
that.
one.
That's where I was going.
I'll give them losses to, let's say Buffalo gets one back on them, and then Lamar Jackson comes back, and Baltimore is hell-bent on making the playoffs. Back-to-back losses. But then you finish at Jets, home against Miami. I just gave them a bunch of losses and still got to 12 and 5.
It's crazy. Dude.
So it's
Buffalo's schedule doesn't get any easier. Like, Buffalo's schedule just continues to get hard. And, yeah, they looked really good yesterday. James Cook rushed for like 260-some yards, and Josh Allen became the first quarterback to have rushing and throwing touchdowns in the same game. But same thing on the edge, man. Shakir's a great receiver. He's not going to be the guy. Coleman's not the guy. If they go in and I'm playing the Bills and I'm shutting down James Cook, I really worry about this Buffalo's team ability to keep up with the top-notch dudes in the AFC.
And the only reason you wouldn't is because for years Josh Allen has threaded the needle, right? Or he's done it with his legs, or done it with his legs or his arm. But eventually you start to go, hey man, how much longer can this guy continue to do this, right? Like, how much longer can he take these hits and he still throw it in the bucket like we see him do constantly? Because you're right, it isn't guys that are breaking loose and mossing people. You're like, dude, that guy's like 4'8".
I'm excited. We'll have a guest tomorrow on O-line committee, Mitch Morris. Mitch Morris is going to join us here on the O-line committee, and I'm excited to pick his brain because he got to jump on with Josh when he was young, work all the way through up with him, almost with him when he was an MVP. He's very plugged into the Buffalo network there, so I would love to kind of hear his take because he's got to see Josh do those special things, and now he's watching it from an outsider's perspective. Like, really excited to see what Mitch's take is on the Bills for tomorrow.
I'm more excited to see what his take on the Patriots are. Like, dude, you guys have controlled this division for a while now, and now you're about to lose it again to the team that had it for 30 fucking years before you. God, you guys are terrible. Can't even do one thing. All right,
new mic.
Ready, new mic. This guy,
he was.
I know. I was heartbroken. I mean, number one, it was gruesome. The fact that they showed it on NFL Network, shame on you. Why would you show that? You know you shouldn't have.
Did
done
they even
that.
put like 3
they kept
disclaimers
saying
on it?
A
They're
million
like,
times,
listen,
like,
if you're
can't find it,
squeamish,
we found it.
If you're squeamish, look away. Close your eyes, young children.
Scott Hansen was like, don't do this. Don't watch this if you don't like it. And, of course, what do? You watch it because you're like, I need to see what happens.
How bad is it? It's crazy.
I mean, number one, losing that's going to be huge for them, right? Like, he was their spirit animal, and I love Cam Scadaboo. I'm trying to get a jersey. They're, like, all sold out everywhere. But what happened yesterday with Philly scares me, okay?
Yeah.
This is the same Kansas City thing that was happening for weeks where we're like, hey, they're dead. We got him, right? We got him right where we want him. And then the first play of the game, this dude just busts one. And it's like, God damn it, they're back. They're back.
Well, he's hurt. He's got a hammy. right? Saquon's got a hammy.
Doesn't
now,
matter,
so-
dude. Doesn't matter. And this, oh, we're going to trade A.J. Brown. Yeah, okay. See, this is how they dysfunction themselves into being more dysfunctional. See, they got everybody out there now going, oh, they're going to trade A.J. Brown. And they're inside going, what a bunch of idiots. They think we're going to trade one of our best players. The only reason we're here.
I do feel like the Scattaboo injury might buy Brian Dable one more year.
It will. It will.
Right, because Brian's going to go, listen, I've got Neighbors, Dart, and Scattaboo, and I'm only playing with one of them. Right, I've only got one of these dudes. But also, if we're on this, the tush push is bullshit. I'm tired.
How did they not give
I'm
Thibodeau
done
that
with
ball?
it. Like, I'm all about, like, stop it. Like, you can't have it. But now that you're bringing in this, like, oh, forward progress was stopped, but he was still moving forward.
Still
like
falling down.
You're just letting them get away with it now. Like, it was one thing when they were physically just mowing over people and you couldn't stop it and the guy's falling down. But now this whole I can reach the ball out with no consequences. This isn't the goal line. Like, this isn't like your knees aren't down. You're moving forward. That is a live freaking football, right? That was a pivotal moment in that game. They get the ball there and they changed it. And I mean, that is Giants
scored
go
2
down.
plays later.
They scored 2 plays later, and then the route was kind of on after that. That stuff's got to get figured out because I get it. If you want to try and stop it, be physical. But if you start calling forward progress, not forward progress, how do we do this? That's what's going to end up getting this play banned before anything else. And I mean, at this point, I'm kind of here for it because it's kind of bullshit the way that they're getting away with it.
Could not agree more. But how about after what's going on with the NBA right now? That play, and then there was a play last night, Mackey. It might have been in the second half. Did you see it where they jumped off sides and Aaron thought he was off sides and they didn't throw a flag? And then they had a meeting. And all of a sudden they brought in Terry McCulley, and you could tell Terry was like, oh shit, please don't throw the flag now. Cause Terry was like, this has never happened. They would never throw a flag after a meeting. And you see him talking. And even I'm like, please don't throw this flag. Cause if you do, it's going to make it seem like you guys are being pushed around. Right. And now we're dealing with an even bigger
New
issue.
York's calling in going, throw it.
New York was quick to radio in like, break this fucking huddle up and go back to your positions now, right? Like, they're like, dude, with what's going on, we're not about to do this. But I completely agree. He was extending the ball. He's literally falling, and Thibodeau grabs it from him, and they're like, oh, no. He was down, and it's like, but
no, they didn't say down. They said forward progress was stopped.
I thought that they were basically like,
his knee wasn't even on the ground. He was on top of
But did you hear a
bodies.
whistle then? Because I didn't hear a whistle. And that's
Zero
where it's
whistles.
like, there's so many things going on. Number one, I agree with you. Now this play is officially banned in my book because it's like, well, this is stupid. It was fun before when it was a bunch of people just slamming dudes, but if you're just going to give him the first down no matter what happens, then
but they've unlocked all these other advantages. Like they're jumping a little early, oftentimes.
They did
and it's
versus
being
Kansas
undetected
City.
or uncalled.
They did,
and now they are getting the benefit of this forward progress gray area where. So you're telling me it's already impossible to stop because they're good at it, and you're going to let them jump early. And you're not going to let me take the ball away when he exposes it, holding it out. Like, okay,
yeah, that's my thing. Is once you can't officiate it, it's got to go.
Yeah,
that's the biggest take I have on it. Is if you feel like there's gray area all over the play from an officiating standpoint, get it out of the game. Right? If you want to complain that you can't stop it, tough titties, man. I don't know what to tell you. Right? But as soon as the officials are like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how to handle this. That's when you got to get it out of the game. But, dude, I feel so bad for my Giants because there's, like, all this, like, right there over the hill, almost beat the Broncos. They beat the Eagles. And then, like, it's just injury after injury on the offensive side of the ball. And, I mean, they got screwed with that OPI yesterday. That was a terrible call on Slayton. Right? And everything goes there. But Jackson Dart is exciting. And I don't know. I mean, he's kind of this – he literally looks like a child. He looks like he's 18 years old. But he's got something going with that team, and I hope that they allow Dable and him to grow together going forward.
You have to think that they're going to. You said it best. Dable's going to go upstairs and be like, listen, we lost Neighbors one week. We lost Scattaboo the next week. Like, we see where the vision of this team is going. We're excited about it. I clearly have total reins of it. We need to keep going. I see them keeping him another year. Now, I will say this.
They're going to have to get a new D coordinator, though.
You got to do something, dude. My God. You can't keep – I mean, dude, even the fact that they have this many pass rushers on this defense and they're not allowed to, like, really pin their ears back and do anything at times, you're like, dude, what's the point of this, right? Like, you have to have the offense if you're going to have the dudes on defense to do this. Otherwise, it's all just a big jumbled mess and doesn't make any sense anymore.
Did you guys watch when Dexter Lawrence jumped off sides? Like how fast he got into the background. I was talking to a few people at the gym today. They're like, dude, I didn't realize like how fast those dudes are until they're the only ones moving. Yeah. Right? Like until you see everyone standing still and you see a 365-pound man just shoot through the A gap in a half a second, you're like, wait, That happens on every play.
There was a play
like every
last
single
week.
play. You're like, every single play is just this giant collision of two giant men exploding. Like it's crazy because you don't see it until everything's slowed way down.
On the other side of the ball, I saw a clip from, I think it was last week's Lions game, and Penei Sewell gets out. It was like a screen or something, and there's Penei Sewell up the sidewalk, and he's like out sprinting cornerbacks up the field, and he's literally running like
he missed the block.
He's running a
Did you see him miss it?
He did.
He missed the block. It's like, dude, you ran really fast, but that's the problem. When you run fast,
He goes
you
right
can't
by
slow
the
down.
cornerback.
Yeah.
Like when you're that big, it is straight up 18-wheeler air brake. Like there's no stopping on a dime when 300 pounds gets moving.
No,
like
and
that.
that's why, honestly, on those plays, if the running back's not right behind you, you're like, sorry, bro. There's no, because I think it was Jamison Williams was behind him, and he's like, dude, what the fuck? And did you see him? He's like, bro, do you want me to stop? There is no stopping this bus. It goes. It doesn't stop.
Okay, another mic or two. Another mic
All
or
right,
two.
hey, we got to do this. We got to talk about these guys because they're real deal now. The AFC West is fucking real deal, dude. The Broncos beating Dallas, right? Dallas has been just coming out. It goes back to the same thing, man. Eberflus. Like for 1 week, we were like, "Oh, okay, we fixed it," but now we're right back to it because, dude, I'm telling you right now, the Cowboys are a tough team. But the minute that they went toe to toe with the Broncos were like, "You don't want to do this shootout with us. Your defense is trash." And they're running the ball, they're throwing the ball. You better watch out for the Broncos because Sean Payton's got these dudes on another level right now, fucking flying.
What are they,
high.
6-2?
6-2. Yeah.
Yes.
By the way, and you could poke at those two because they had.
Oh, wasn't one of them the Colts?
The Colts game where they had it won. It was a 60-yard field goal, and they
60-yard
jumped
field
over
goal,
the
and they jumped
center.
offside. Yeah, they got a personal foul.
At the Chargers was the following week, and they were. What was the deal there? They were like leading late. Yeah, they were
gave
up.
up
They
a
were
big
up
lead.
20-13 with 2 minutes to go, and they lost that game. Gave up 10 points.
Herbert
in the
went
last
right
2
down
minutes.
the field twice. Yep.
Yeah.
Dice them.
So those are their 2 losses, man. It's a good. And
Dude,
Bo
that
Nix
front-
is perfect for Sean Payton. He's mobile.
Oh, yeah.
He keeps plays alive. He's been awesome.
That Harvey kid's going to be really special too. The running back, I think RJ Harvey is going to be a really special piece for them. You've got Franklin showing up there too, Sutton. I mean, that's another group where it's just kind of a bunch of unsung heroes, but you've just got great leadership from there, from the O-line position specifically, right? I think both Booney and I had them in our top 2 rated offensive lines to start the year, and they're proving why, right? I mean, Quinn Miners and McGlinchey and Garrett Bowles and Ben Power, like those dudes are all just doing such a great job of keeping Bo Nix upright and then also creating these giant run lanes. I mean, it reminds me of the Drew Brees, Sean Payton era when you had
so much.
You had all these big bodies up front, and you were able to do all kinds of crazy things in the run game and the pass game when you had Reggie Bush and all that fun stuff. I agree. Looking at it now, I think the Chargers are just a little too dinged up, a little too banged up to go toe-to-toe with the Broncos for this realm. But I do think a lot will be found out tonight about the Kansas City Chiefs and where they're at. I mean, we all still think that they're going to be really damn good at football, but the Broncos have a pretty commanding lead from a divisional standpoint right now.
Yeah, we still get 2 Chiefs Broncos.
Well, hold
games
on,
the
I got a
second
question though,
half of the
because they're 1-0, they're 0-1 in the division, correct?
Yeah,
And the Chargers are 3-0 in the division.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe that's correct.
So how is this going to work? Because my wife and I, we went through, and I think we talked about this on the show last year. Like, can the Chargers win the division with a worse overall record than the Broncos?
Well, yeah, because they'll win the division. If you win the division, you win it.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so say that the Chargers struggle, but they continue to beat Kansas City, Vegas, and Denver, but they struggle everywhere else.
Right.
And they're 6-0 in the division or 5-1 in the division. But the Broncos
They're 7-9.
The Broncos have an overall better record. Do they technically still win the division?
Yeah. No. Well, I mean, your overall record usurps your division record. Period.
That's what I thought.
In all divisions.
Okay,
it does.
Yeah, but
that's my wife was arguing with me about this.
It's very rare that would happen. In college, it's the other way around. In college, if you have you could go 0-3 in the non-conference and then run the table, go 9-0 in conference, and some other team. So you could be 9-3 but undefeated in conference, and a team could have 2 more. Let's say another team goes 3-0 and loses 1 game in conference, and they are 11-1, but you're 9-3, but you have a better conference record. You win the college conference.
Got it.
Not in the NFL, but it is rare Like, so what you're saying
But if
essentially
anyone
is,
could do it, it'd be the freaking Chargers, dude. Like, if there's anyone that's going to do something crazy like that, it's going to be the Chargers, where they muster up against the Chiefs, they muster up again against the Broncos, and then they fall to, like, the Jaguars. Or they fall to the Titans. Or, like, some random team comes in and beats them a few times, and they're sitting there at the end of the year, and they're 10-6 or 10-7, and the Broncos are not, or the Broncos will be like an 11-win team, and the Chargers are a 10-win team, but they have more divisional wins. Like, I don't know. I just see.
So then the Broncos would win, then, right? Is that what you're saying, Mac?
Because they have the best overall record.
See, then I guess it makes. I guess my argument would be, why do we have conference play then? Yeah. Why?
So
are we
could
why
you go?
divisions?
So here's the other way around. If you could, is there a world like the Broncos are 0-1 in the division, but they are 6-1 outside the division?
Correct.
Let's say the Broncos. Could they go 0-6 and win the 0-6 in the division and win the division? So they would play. They have to go 0-5 in their following division games.
They'd be 11 and
They'd be
7.
10-7. 10-7.
10 and
right?
7. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could
They'd
do
be
it.
10-7. It is
because the Chiefs are 0-2 in the division. Or
1-1.
They're 1-1. They're 1-1.
They beat the Raiders.
I forgot about the Raiders.
Everyone beats the Raiders.
I don't know.
That
division's gonna be wild, dude. That division's gonna be wild to figure out down the stretch.
It's going to be. Yeah,
that division's going to be wild, and the fact that they do look like the old school Saints is so awesome because, dude, that's where if you're wondering about this team, the fact that Sean Payton can just drop anything at any time, like it could be 2 go-go routes or it could be double swing screens, it could be 2 smoke screens, it could be a middle screen, like. He has the ability because, like you said before, there's so many playmakers on this team between Cortland Sutton and Troy Franklin and Marmarius Mims and Ingram. Like all these guys are starting to be like, if we just continue to spread it out, and then all of a sudden they hand it off to RJ, and you're like, oh, never mind, it's a run. It's not even a pass. Like they're dangerous, and I feel like are going to give the Chiefs the best chance. Or the best run for their money because they're going to be the ones that spread them out that are like, hey, listen, if you're going to blitz us, you're going to show us what you're doing, right? Or else you're going to completely fool yourself and we're just going to throw it way to the outside. I'm excited for them. At the same time, I'm upset about the Cowboys because finally we believe in them and they shit the bed badly. But what the hell was George Pickens doing with 2 mouth guards? Does anyone know what the hell's going on right now?
There's another guy there's a DB that does that too.
No.
I think it was. I think Bland might be. No, I think it was Coleman. Yeah, Keon Coleman used to do he'd wear the colors of the opposing team's mouth guards. Okay. I don't know. It's the same thing
Real
as
intimidating.
6'7" or any other nonsense.
Oh God, you're an idiot. Find him for being a stupid fucking rookie. God.
I have for sure one more mic for you guys. I will say we can maybe talk about them tomorrow, but this isn't my mic. I have a college mic, but it is kind of funny that the Colts have become so boringly good that we don't even really like talk about them this week. Oh, the Colts just hung 38 more points on whoever the hell they
JT had
played.
3 more touchdowns. No big deal.
Just beat the brakes off someone, and yeah.
To be fair, the Titans look like you have to poke it with a stick to be like, "Are you alive?" Did Brian kill everything on the way out? Like, I don't know what's going on.
That team has no pulse.
Zero pulse. Dude, the Colts, on the other hand, look like they were like, God, are these guys even going to play us today? Like, dude, they just handed it off to JT the entire game, and also. The playmaking ability of their receivers is becoming insane. Pittman is it. Did you see that catch that went like under his arm and like got stuck? And I was like, and then he double caught it, and I was like, they're like fucking toying with people. And then when they really want to be like, no, we're for real now, they just go, hey JT, you ready? Like, dude.
Well, then they find Josh Downs randomly, who's like, oh yeah, you're still on our team here. You can catch a touchdown.
Tyler Warren,
you want to catch a touchdown?
Tyler Warren is
that team.
You get a touchdown.
Fantastic. And like I said, I think that they need to be heavy on the trade market and go get 1 or 2 more pieces to truly make a run at this thing. Right? I think they're a very good, very complete football team. But if you're talking about, hey, to get to the dance, you're going to have to go through New England, Buffalo, Kansas City, right? Like, there's a lot of teams. They need to maintain
the 1 seed, right? Make it go through Indy.
You need to make sure the team goes through Indy. In order to secure that, you need a couple more pieces, right? You need a really solid ass kicker on the edge, and I think you need to go get 1 more lockdown nickel corner. Like, those would be the 2 things that I think that they would be heavy on the trade block for as they head into November.
Yeah.
Anybody worth trading for on the block right now? Oh, Max Crosby.
But they're not trading him. They're not.
We would
totally
never.
not.
We would
him.
never.
totally would never.
By the way, I totally take back what I said yesterday. When a team tells you they're not going to do something, you should definitely not believe them unless it's Philly. If Philly is like over here, like we're not going to trade him, you should be like, okay, they're probably not going to trade that guy. They're the only ones that would like not throw into the dysfunction of that. But Max Crosby to the Colts would be insanity. Absolutely.
And Max, if you like Vegas, you can still go visit. It's a great place to visit.
I don't think he does. I don't think he gives a shit
a lot of
about
hotel
Vegas.
rooms.
I think he's like, I'm good with the Vegas thing.
Yeah. Okay, last mic here. It's not Brian Kelly who got fired from LSU.
Oh my gosh,
it's the worst sports executive in modern football history. It's Scott Woodward, who is the athletic director that hired Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M and then went to LSU to hire Brian Kelly at LSU. Both of those coaches, hired by Scott Woodward, got fired with combined buyouts of $129 million. If you hire Scott Woodward to be your athletic director, you better go find $50 or $60 million immediately, put it in escrow, and have it ready for the
ready to
buyout
spend
of
it.
whoever you're about to fire.
Why are we?
$54 million.
Why are we doing this in college football? Like, I really don't understand, because the era in which we're in with college football now, you fire your coach, there is no retaining your roster. Like, that roster is now gutted.
Yeah,
And
you're
so
starting over, right?
So wouldn't you rather just let the coach finish out the year, figure out your plan for postseason, and then put the plan into play? Because, a la example right now, I'm representing a player from Oklahoma State, right? They fired Gundy. Well, what happens when you fire? You open a 30-day portal window. Now you've got guys in the portal, not in the portal. How's it happening? Right? Like, you're just asking for problems, and then you're talking about the buyout, and then you're talking about the new coach coming in, trying to put a recruiting class together just to be what? Like, you're not going to be a top 10 team anymore with a coach unless you're Cignetti, which hats off to that man. Right? But you're not. It's so hard in college football nowadays to just bring in a new coach and think, okay, we're LSU. Make it go. Like, that's not how college football works anymore. Hey, we're Penn State. Make it go. It's not. It's going to be really interesting to see how these teams try and figure out how to fight their way out of these wet paper bag scenarios with cap room and players leaving and roster. I mean, I'm hearing stuff, dude. You're having to pay kids now to stay committed. You're paying them a stipend per a month to stay committed. So now all that money that you've been paying all these LSU recruits to stay committed is now gone because they're all going to decommit. Right. And so it's just a money suck when you just fire a head coach midseason. I don't understand it. Like, you can be frustrated, you can be upset, all those things, but the mid-year firing of these big-time programs is not the move, in my opinion.
No.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, it is. And Brian Kelly, I don't know if I've ever seen a coach treat his assistants and players with more disdain than Brian Kelly. And I'm like longtime Notre Dame fan.
Dude,
Didn't he like fake an accent too? Like, didn't he fake like a real southern
family?
My
family's gonna love it down here in the boot.
The boot. What a tool. Seriously, $54 million to not coach. You know what sucks.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. Being a terrible head
That's
coach,
a joke.
but a great offensive or defensive coordinator is the best gig in football. Like, go be an amazing coordinator, have some team pay you $100 million to come be the head coach, and suck. And then they're just going to pay you, and then you can just piss off to like Bermuda.
Well, not really, because Franklin says that he has to get a job.
He has to attempt to look for a job.
Well, I thought it says he has to have one. Like, he has to get paid.
He has to, like, good faith, try and find another coaching job.
You can just go sabotage
or get on TV. Or get on TV. Right? Like,
sign me up for
that's
that.
one of those where you show up to the coaching interview and you've got like a Coors Light 6-pack. And you're like, how's it going?
Dude, is this frowned upon?
Yeah.
Kick your feet up on the table. Listen,
college
here's
football
my
is a
plan.
wild spot.
We're going
I know
to
you're
lose
not
every big game we ever play in. Are you guys down for that?
I know you're not a huge college football fan, Booney, but I feel like college football this year has been fantastic.
Well, the fact that they're
like,
paying these kids and the fact that they're firing coaches and paying them hundreds
but
of
also
millions,
just
it's
like
amazing.
the disparity is so much better across college football than it's ever been before. Right?
Because you're not stashing 3 depth
Correct.
charts worth of like
5
NFL
stars.
players.
You're paying dudes to come and play right now and win right now. Dude, it's turned into a mini NFL. The problem is you've ruined so many kids because now all of a sudden everybody just wants to do it for the money. You just said it. I got to pay you to be committed. I don't want you. Why? Because you're a dumbass. I don't really care. I hate to tell you,
it's not the world we live in
that's
anymore,
why
Alex.
I don't stand for that. Where it's like I got to pay you just to say you like me. When did this happen? We're paying coaches $60 million
you can blame the NCAA. You can blame the NCAA for not
a lot of
putting any
people.
guidelines.
And by the way,
whatsoever
I'm mad because when I was doing this type of shit, people were like, "You're terrible. You're a terrible human being that you would
When
think
you were
that
doing
you
what?
deserve money."
Yeah,
When
doing
in
what?
college.
when you were
What are
doing
you
what?
talking about?
Getting
You
free
heard me?
tattoos? You heard me?
We all gonna pretend like we don't know what's going on. Back then, everybody was like, "You guys are terrible." Now they're like, "Do you want it to have 7 zeros or 8? Oh, it has to say 8. If it doesn't say 8, you're not going to come here. Oh, you need $10 million a year. Okay, Booney just wanted free fucking beers, and you guys called him an asshole. Yeah, see why I don't really care what anyone thinks. Do whatever you want. That's the truth. Fine.
Oh my God.
Incredible.
All right, boys. Hot Take Tuesday is
It's going to be hot.
away.
It's going to be so hot. Somebody's getting fired tomorrow, by the way. If you don't have that button fucking ready, somebody's getting fired, Mackey.
Mitch Morse going to make his debut.
Oh, we're going to
on
make
the
him fire
O-line
somebody
committee.
too on the spot. I'm not going to tell him either. At the end, I'm going to be like, Mitch, you're the new guy. You're going to have to fire somebody.
Anyone
New
you
guy
want. Anyone you
Anyone you
want.
want.
Fire
Pick
someone's
one.
ass.
Pick
All
one.
right, for Booney, who just wanted some free beers,
beers.
and a tattoo once
That's
in a
it, man.
while. It's all he really ever wanted. He's a simple man.
I didn't
For
get 'em.
Jeremiah, I'm Phil. This is the O-line committee. See you guys.